So everybody wants to know, how can I attract my life partner, or how can I attract a girlfriend or a boyfriend, or how can I make good friends that I actually enjoy being with, that don't annoy the absolute crap out of me? I'm here to tell you today that going out of your way to try to make friends with people, going out of your way and putting effort into attracting the opposite sex is not the best way to go about these things. This is not going to attract happiness in relationships in your life. What you need to do if you want to attract literally anybody that you actually want in your life, to attract people that you want there in your life, people that align with your thoughts and your happiness and your values. If you want these people in your life, you have to identify what it is that makes you happy. You have to identify what you value in life, what you appreciate, what you love, and you have to focus on that. Focus on what you love in life, and then more of what you love will come to you. And this is probably one of the most amazing things I've ever discovered in my own life. When I stopped trying to obtain validation and obtain acceptance from other people, when I stopped going out of my way to try to be friendly to people, that was when I discovered who I really am. That was when I discovered how to be comfortable in my own skin. That was how I discovered how to enjoy being alone. And interestingly enough, that was how I started to make these amazing videos, really. I was making videos long before I discovered this, but my videos didn't start to come together and be so golden, be so valuable and amazing, until I was able to come to this state of being, this state of consciousness, where I realized everything I ever wanted is right here. And it's a matter of finding that feeling and focusing on it. It's a matter of knowing what you love and doing more of that. And when you focus on love, you share love with everyone else, and you get love back in return. Okay? And as long as you can maintain that focus on what you enjoy, other people that also are into what you enjoy. For example, I love martial arts. I love going to the gym. I love working out. These are just very, very small things that I enjoy, right? I love a lot of different things. Astrology. I love philosophy, psychology, holistic healing, ancient wisdom, death metal, obviously. Morbid Angel and Cattle Decapitation. Great, great bands. A bit extreme, but point is, people that listen to the same music as me, I meet them at shows. They see me on social media. They see me wearing a Morbid Angel shirt at the gym, and a conversation starts. And from that conversation, we can build more. We can create whatever it is that we have between us, right? It all starts with, you plant the seed so you can reap the benefit. And planting the seed is all about focusing on what you enjoy, okay? Now, if you're so caught up in I gotta make friends, I feel so lonely, then that's what you're going to attract based on. That's your center of focus. And you might attract other people that are lonely. You might attract other people that are bored, if that's what you're focused on. If you're trying to cure boredom, or you're trying to cure loneliness, you're going to find other people that are trying to cure boredom, or find other people that are trying to cure loneliness. The problem is, if everybody's trying to just fill their time, fill their space, if people are just trying to, they're just talking to talk because otherwise they'd be bored, they're going to be boring people to talk to. And you're only going to be more bored around them. You'll have people there, but you're still going to be bored. And it's interesting because I see this all the time. People who are always on their cell phones, they're asking on Facebook if anyone wants to hang out, and then they hang out with random ass motherfucking people who are also bored at 3 a.m. in the morning, and they post videos of themselves or whatever on their Snapchat, and all of their friends are just on their cell phone. No one actually gives a fuck about each other, because they're all just boring people that are bored and they're hanging out to cure their boredom, which they don't even realize are creating more boredom. And it's all about what you focus on. You don't want to attract more boring people in your life, okay? And if you are a frustrated person, to begin with, you got to address that frustration by focusing on what you enjoy and love, okay? So they always tell you, well, if you want to attract, a good relationship in your life, just be yourself. Well, the problem with that is most people don't know who the fuck they are. Most people identify with their emotions, and so they think that they are an angry person. They may not consciously understand this, but that's what they're doing. Subconsciously, they identify with their anger, identify with their overthinking. And when you tell them, hey man, like you stress a lot, man, maybe you should learn to relax a little bit and stop stressing so much. The person's like, oh, but I that's always the way I've been. Like I'm just a stressed person. I've got so much things to worry about. I've got this, I've got that, and they just can go right back into that, and they just throw all their worries at you. And it's like, listen, you think that that's who you are. You think that this is how how you have to be. You know, you identify with it, but that's not who you are. That's what you're doing. Okay, you have the ability to create something new for yourself. Okay, and so just being yourself is not it's not entirely accurate. What you want to do is let go of your faulty beliefs about yourself. You want to come into a place of self-love and self-satisfaction by focusing on what you enjoy, by focusing on what you love, by focusing on inspiration, interests, and creation. And when you begin to create more, when you begin to be more artistic, from there, you become a happier person just independently. And your vibe is so much higher. And beyond that, you don't even feel like you need other people, right? Because you're so happy with the things that you're doing, and you're just happy at a baseline. But then as a bonus of just finding your own self-happiness, other people begin to come to you and walk into your life. And all of a sudden you're like, what the fuck? Where were all these people when I was so bored and lonely, when I was so broken and sad? You know? And it's funny because that's exactly the point. No, what you want is not going to come because you want it. Okay? You don't attract what you want, you attract who you are. Who you are being. So if you want happiness, you've got to focus on happiness. You've got to be happy. Okay? And there's many different ways of doing that. Okay? Some people act as if. Some people just pretend. But the easiest way is to ease into it. You got to understand it's a skill of momentum. You've got to build momentum in that direction. Okay? But yeah, so if you are trying really hard to impress people, I dressed all nice and I did my hair a certain way, you know, I have perfect teeth and I do my makeup and all this crap, you know. If you think that that's what's going to attract good people in your life, well, that's unfortunate. Now, of course, a lot of that can help, right? It definitely helps to be good looking. But that's not what you should focus on, okay? That's only a very small part of the equation. Okay, obviously you want to do everything that helps, okay? Anything that's positive, anything that's going to move you in the direction of what you want, you should embark upon it. I can tell you right now, if you're stressing about impressing other people, then it's counterproductive. Don't do anything that's going to put pressure on you, because you're going to attract more pressure. All right, I can tell you this with confidence because I was in that situation for about 2 years of my life, and I'm sure everyone has been in that situation on and off. But for me, it was very extreme for 2 years. I was trying really hard to be somebody that I was not in order to attract other people and things. And when I stopped trying to impress other people, I started trying to impress myself. That was when the real magic started to happen. That is when I started to gain momentum on the path of who I am today. Okay. So, stop trying to impress other people. Start trying to impress yourself. Okay. I can tell you right now, I used to have, I can tell you right now, it's funny. You may think that you're ugly or unattractive and blah, 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 but all of that's just false evidence appearing real. It's just fear. And it's not true. It's an illusion. When I was younger, I used to have really long, beautiful blonde hair. And, at the time, I thought all the girls liked my hair, and I was just like, yeah, I felt like I was so valuable because of my hair. I thought that my hair was super valuable. And when I started going bald, and all the girls that thought my hair was so attractive started to throw that in my face, like, oh, you're going bald, blah, blah, blah. And it was really scary to me. I was scared that I was, going to become unattractive. And then I remember I had cut my hair for the first time, and all of these, in my opinion now, I realize they're dumb little girls, basically. Even though now they're obviously adults, technically, but the types of people that were really into the hair or whatever at the time are not really the type of people that I'd want to be with anyway. And beyond that, whether, it doesn't matter if you like long hair, you like long hair, nothing wrong with it. But, at the time I felt like I was losing attraction because I just cut my hair. But I was feeling very insecure about my hair, and that went on for, a long time, right? That went on for a long time. That was like 7 years ago I started going bald. I was young. I was like 18. And I cut my hair around that time, and I grew it back, and I cut my hair. And I noticed my hair really didn't matter. What really mattered was how I was owning up to my appearance, how I was rocking it. And as long as I was really just, enjoying the person I was, and I liked my own style, and I created my own style that I enjoyed, I started to notice that females would reflect that back to me. And as long as I enjoyed my own style, it seemed like other people did too. It's an amazing paradox, really. You think that your appearance is what matters, but what actually matters is how you feel about your appearance. You could, so this is the icing on the cake here. I started going bald 7 years ago, like back in 2008, 2009. I started going bald, and then fast forward to 2016. The girl that I was with told me to start growing out my beard. She really thought I looked good with my beard. And I grew a badass beard too. I always get compliments for that. So I started growing out my beard, and I still had pretty long hair. You could see some of my videos where I went through this transition, where my hair was still kind of long and I had grown out the beard. Then I just shaved my head. Actually, my girlfriend had shaved off my head. And it's funny, when I went bald, and I grew this beard out. I grew this beard out and I went bald. And I have so much more females checking me out now. It's fucking crazy. But I was so scared. I was so scared about going bald. Like, whoa, I'm going bald. I'm so scared. And then it's like, boom, now I'm bald. The thing I was so scared of. And I guess maybe the beard obviously makes it, changes the game, I guess. I don't know. I'm sure it does. But I grew the beard out, shaved my head, and I was so scared about going bald, and now, boom, I've got way more females really checking me out. And I have females actually coming up to me and trying to get at me. Of course, most guys don't even recognize when females get at you. Females are very polite, they're very subtle, usually. Sometimes they can be a bit direct, which isn't bad. But usually it's a very subtle thing when females try to talk to a man that they're attracted to. And the key is not like, oh, they're flirting with you. The key is recognizing when a female's attracted to you. Okay? Because most guys think that, oh, if a female's attracted to me, she's just going to go up and holler at me like, what's up, boy, or something. No, that's fucking not how it works, because society would shame that female, and the female would feel very ashamed of herself. Girls don't like to feel like sluts, unless, of course, that's a fetish of theirs, which I understand. Nothing wrong with that. But what I'm trying to say is, basically, most men don't recognize when females flirt with them, probably because they're insecure. Anyway, I have a lot of females after me, basically, and more now that I'm bald than when I had long hair. And I used to think that my hair was like why women were, were attracted to me or whatever. I realize now that a lot more, young girls, like younger girls like me, metalhead girls like me, the hip hop girls like me, chola girls like me, lots of MILFs. I mean, much larger variety now. Compared to when I had longer hair, it was only the younger girls that really liked my long hair, and then when I had plugs too, I took the plugs out quite a long time ago, and that seemed to boost my attraction. Older females started to check me out more. So there are definitely your looks can help to dictate what type of females will check you out and whatnot. But whether a girl checks you out and thinks you're attractive at first or not, it doesn't really matter in the long run, because if you go up and you talk to her and you establish a reputation of some kind, or you build rapport with the female, if you have a particular vibe, a particular state of being, the female can sense that. You have to have an attractive vibe or an attractive sense of being. That's much more important than looks. And as long as you own your looks, as long as you like what you're doing, like who you're being, that's going to reflect on the outside. That's what's going to attract friends. That's what's going to attract females or males or whatever the fuck, I'm a man, so I can only speak from a man's perspective. So, if you have any questions or comments, post them down below. Subscribe to my fucking channel, because I post lots of amazing videos, just like this one, pretty much every day, sometimes several times a day, but definitely every week. And comment, like, subscribe. I'll talk to you motherfucking real soon.